The 2025 Women's Basketball Premier League, the final 8, it tipped off in Lagos. Thrilling action in the opening upset. And we saw defending champions MFM Basketball Club. They stumbled in the first game, falling 41-51 to Dolphins from nowhere. Dolphins displayed relentless energy to outplay the title holders. Titans also impressed, edging out Nigeria Customs 51-47 in a tightly contested battle that lasted for a very long time, testing the nerves in final minutes of that game. First Bank we saw, they showcased their championship pedigree with a commanding 56-36 win over Bayelsa Blue Whales, underlining their intent to maybe reclaim the crown that MFM won last season. Royal Aces, they also delivered the most dramatic finish of the day. They snatched a 54-52 victory over Air Warriors in the dying seconds. Dolphins, Titans, First Bank and Royal Aces, they now take early momentum for the final 8 of the Nigerian Basketball League, the Women's Basketball League. And it's a great encounter to see that. We're already seeing upsets. Or Jidechi, MFM from nowhere, they fell like a pack of cards, 10 points to go down in that encounter. Did you envisage things like this, that champions will not be champions forever?
I mean, it's one of the things we always say in sports, right? It's not every time you get to win. Certain times you also let others win. I mean, whether you let them actually or they bulldoze their way to the trophy. But that's what we're seeing in the NWBL, and it's sometimes a breath of fresh air when you get to see that other teams can actually also do what one team have been doing for quite a while. And domination is great, yes, but it's also important that every other person knows what the attribute of winning feels like. And that's what is happening right now. But so yes, it's always wonderful to see those upsets. And every day doesn't have to be the same story, I mean. All
right, Jidechi, don't give the league already to Dolphins. They just had their opener, and it was just that upset against MFM. You know how teams that did not win the previous season know how to go up against the winners. They want to disgrace them. They want to embarrass them. But let's hear from a board member of the NBBF Women's Basketball League. We have Victor Okoro joining us from Lagos. Thank you so much, Victor, for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
It's great to have you join us in this conversation because I'm trying to wrap my head around what Dolphins did differently against MFM. We could see that MFM are coming into this final 8 as defending champions. That's an obvious fact. But the opening loss to Dolphins, it has raised eyebrows about what will happen, what will play out at the end of this final 8. What does that result really say about their chances of holding this title this year?
Well, what that result says for me is that the Zenith League basketball for 2025, has come to stay. After 18 years, you can see that the momentum for the girls is really on the high. And coming to this finals, we cannot really predict who is going to be the champions at the end of the day. All the teams have done very good recruitment. The girls have improved over all the phases that have been played. And as I speak, I've been around all the venues during the playoff phases. What I can see here is that all the teams have improved tremendously. And as I speak, coming to Lagos, I was not believing that Dolphins was going to run over MFM. But what you're seeing is plenty of upsets, which means that every day as you come, you keep your fingers crossed because you cannot come and say this team is going to win this team, and then you have to wait for the outcome of the game. And what we are seeing, is interesting because women basketball has really grown in leaps and bounds, and we thank Zenith Bank and NBBF for that.
All right, yes, of course, we are here for it too, to talk about it, to tell the stories, talk about those upsets. That's what myself and Jidechi, we are here to talk about. Day one giving us a lot to talk about. We're already saying there's an upset there, but let's not forget Titans. They are holding their nerve in this final 8. First Bank is also showing dominance, and Royal Aces, they are pulling off late-minute winners there. Victor, for you, which team really stood out? Let's keep up Dolphin, who upset MFM, but which team really stood out for you the most and why?
Looking at what happened yesterday, I can single out Titans. Titans are their new entrants. They are very, very young girls. I think they're actually the youngest in the league. Most of the players just recently graduated from secondary school. At least they have 80% of the players that just played the recently concluded Milo basketball that's ended last year. And then I know for a fact that those girls have been playing for the last 6 years together from their secondary school days in Abuja. And it shows what teamwork and togetherness can do in basketball. So for me, I think they are going to be a surprise package. In this Savannah conference, they came first, which really surprised everybody, against teams like Customs, against teams like Royal Aces that had massively recruited around the country. So I think Titans will be the team to watch out for. And they have shown good coordination. They've recruited a very good young coach who I think in the next years to come will be one of the faces of the coaching legacies that we're going to see in Nigeria. So from the NBBF standpoint, I'm tipping Titan to get to the final. But from stakeholders' standpoint, I want the best team to be at the finals.
You're trying to stand at the fence, even after going all out for Titans. They say follow who know road. Victor, I'm following you at this moment. And you really wrapped Titans to be a team I should look out for. Your recommendation better stands for me. I'll be looking at Titans this season, the final 8. Jidechi, money is going to be spilling in the air. At the end of this competition, 15.5 million naira as prize money. This is a step up, especially when the winner will have to go home with 7.5, the runners-up going with 5 million, and the third place with 3 million. What do you think about this money spinning, machine in the NWBL?
It's impressive. It's always good to see that year after year, the prize money for the competition is not what it was the previous year. But at the end of the day, I think what matters more to me is the fact that we see the money in the league. We see what the development that comes with the money won by these teams. And many times it's not really the case. We tend to have things the same, but whether the men's league or the women's league, it tends to be the same. And particularly for me, it's not just about winning the money. At the end of the day, when you win this money, yes, I mean, there would be the cuts that will be taken away for payment of salaries and all of that. But at the end of the day, we need to see some of those money being put into the development of our local clubs, and so that, I mean, when we go on the continental stages, these clubs can perform on the standard they are supposed to be performing. Nigeria is one of those rising countries. Nigeria is one of the key countries when you talk about basketball in Africa. And it's something we want to see with our club sides. It's not what we've seen a lot of times. And I hope that whenever whoever wins this and eventually gets these funds can put it into good use, and not just, I mean, let's not just be the good old story of money comes and you can't just tell where it went to.
All right, Victor, this is where you come in before we let you go. You're a member of the board, so you know the inner workings. Are there conversations around having to put this money to good use by these clubs that have been fielded in the final 8?
First of all, I actually want to use this opportunity to thank the president of the Nigerian Basketball Federation for pushing that these monies for the teams will be upped. Last year, between last year and this year, if you see, we have close to 300% increase in the prize monies. And this will really motivate the teams. But beyond the prize monies, we have not mentioned that the president has pushed that individual prizes. The most valuable player will be given 500,000, highest scorer will be given 500,000, highest rebounder, highest assist. All these individual awards, have been put in place to make sure that monies get to these players, and this will also help to boost their morals, to play better and to do better. This has been a singular effort of the president of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, Musa Kida, and also, the help of the organizers who are bringing out these funds. So what MBBF has done is to first of all look at, how to motivate the players by instituting all these awards, and also put up mechanism to make sure that subsidies are given to these teams, you know, so that some
I think we've had that network glitch.
That will be these teams for the finals.
Okay.
You know, to take care of their players. And the MBBF is going to follow up to make sure that these prize monies will reach the teams, and the teams will eventually use that to develop, you know, the game across the country.
All right, there, Tamira, friend, would have loved to really get that response on if these monies we put into, you know, infrastructural upgrade, having to help the team to go further in competitions. We know how MFM fared in the regional competition, but we have to let you go right now, Victor Okoro. Thank you so much for your thought. We'll be hoping to have you once again so we can have deeper conversations. Thank you.